All right, I've got the first story for you. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
this is in
I'm
Korea,
ready.
South Korea. Health Ministry takes down pandemic dance video after backlash. So you could just see from the picture people dancing in their tiny little apartment, and
Yeah.
I couldn't find the they actually took down the video, but I really wanted to watch it because I had a feeling it was cringeworthy. But basically, what happened is the Ministry of Health posted this video trying, like, I give them credit for trying to be positive and basically telling people, cheer up, like, we know you're home, so here's a way to relieve stress is just like, sort of like dance it off or whatever. But then,
Mm-hmm.
like, people were really outraged because, what is it, like 60%? No, 6 in 10 people live in apartments, which, the noise between apartments is outrageous. Like you just take one
Oh
step on the
God.
floor and you can hear anybody above you.
Yeah.
So the, the ministry putting out this video is just like dance it off in your apartment. People are like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Wait. So was it from the ministry or the ministry took it down?
No, the Ministry of Health and Welfare made it and then took it down.
Oh my God. Dude, that's so ridiculous. Like just get over these stupid little things that bother you. Like, oh my gosh, this dancing video is gonna make my neighbors really, really loud. Oh, come on.
But it's like, what is it? They uploaded it New Year's Day and then deleted it or made it private on Saturday. So I don't know if they got a bunch of comments, like negative comments. But the netizens in Korea are brutal. So
Yeah.
they probably got some really bad reactions from that. But
So,
but people are just so frustrated with with the government's whole dealing with the vaccines right now too. Like Koreans
sure.
are very angry that they weren't like one of the first on the list to get vaccines,
Mm-hmm.
despite the, what do they call it, the K quarantine model. If you look down,
Yeah. So this is almost, I guess this is kind of expected. It's almost like a passive aggressive way of dealing with a problem, which I think that we've both experienced in South Korea. Instead of trying to fix some real issues like with the population decline, they make a dating website. They think that that's going to fix the population decline, and it's kind of like this
yeah,
is instead of just coming out and saying the problem, which I understand, but
yeah. Well, I kind of understand why they made the dance video because like TikTok is becoming a huge thing and those stupid dance challenges are like
yeah,
taking over middle schoolers' lives. And so
yep,
I can see a guy like in a high level of the Ministry of Health and Welfare saying like, "What's popular nowadays, guys? Dance videos. Well, let's make a dance video. Try and cheer people up." Which I kind of I commend them for wanting to be positive and trying to give some hope.
yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, guys, let's really think about what we're doing. And then people's reaction too. I think people are just grumpy and
Yeah,
they just sit at home all day online and there's nothing
it's
you
there.
can do except write negative stuff.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get that.
But I really want to watch this dance video. Just this single picture alone.
I
I
wonder
want to
if we
watch.
could find it somewhere.
Somebody probably pulled it from YouTube or something, but it's probably cringe as all hell.
Well, the picture is like it almost seems like the mom in the background was trying to jump and all catch like at the same time. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really wanting to see this video now.
Oh man. But I can imagine like being under them and just hearing the boof, 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 and be like, what the hell?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the end of that one. Let's go to your Ready Player 2? What's this all about?
Oh, oh, Jeebus. So I don't know if you knew that there was a Ready Player 2.
I
Um,
I did know that the book came out, but I heard it was trashed because it was like very poorly written. But
yeah.
that's
Well, I mean,
allegedly. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I was a huge Ready Player One fan. Like, I think the book Ready Player One was amazing. I think I've listened to it maybe 6 or 7 times. And the problem is that what I get really, really pissed off about, and this was just like Star Wars all over again, is like, let's put out some quality entertainment content instead of just trying to like milk as much money. So if you go to the second link, the release date of Ready Player 2 was like November 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So it's barely a month, and they're already trying to promote the movie.
Mm.
And let's just get this out of the way. Ready Player One, the movie, sucked. Big old donkey, you know what?
Do you
Like, it
you
was,
really you really didn't like it?
yeah. I mean, for me personally, I didn't like it. I
Mm.
thought that if you watched the movie without reading the book, it would have been okay.
Mm.
But like, being such a big fan of the book, and then like maybe that tainted my view
I
a
think
little bit.
probably because I saw the movie first and then I read the book, and I felt like the book fleshed out more than the movie could give me. But I enjoyed the virtual world that was shown in the movie. I thought was clever. But I can
Hmm.
understand if you read the book first and you had an image in your mind about what how everything worked and how that world worked. I can see that they would be frustrating.
Well, and I think that's why there's such a big backlash. Like you said, allegedly it's trash, which that's what I've read as well. I'm trying to find new things to listen to and read while I exercise and stuff like this. And so I actually tried to get it on Audible. Well, I was looking for books on Audible, and I saw this and I was like, oh God,
Mm.
this is not going to be good. And I went down the rabbit hole, and it's frustrating when you have this background knowledge of a content area like in books or in like audiobooks or a video game, something like that, and then they just rush the next thing out just to make more money off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kind of getting sick of that. Like, I want to have a good book. I want to have a good movie.
Yeah. I was
And
I was
so
I was watching this thing that was saying like I guess movies are very like they barely make any money. Like even if they have like huge box offices, like hundreds of
mm,
millions of dollars,
yeah,
they're still in the red because they're like all the marketing and everything else that goes into it.
yeah,
So
yeah, I understand
what
that.
movies are doing, they're trying to get things they know will make money. But
I don't know.
did you read Ernest what was his name? Ernest Cline's was the second book,
Armada.
Armada. Did you read that?
Yeah, I read it,
Did you like
and
it?
I didn't think it was. It was nowhere near on the level of Ready Player One,
Yeah.
but it was like a good one-time read.
Mhm.
You know, I was a little disappointed because I loved Ready Player One so much, but I mean, it was all right.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. It felt a little what's the word I want to use? Not cheesy, but just like very simplistic, which could be good, like a good summer read. But you're right,
Yeah,
it definitely didn't go as in depth as Ready Player One.
yeah. I mean, the appeal with Ready Player One was it it had all of these references to games, to movies, to so many things that were just like, you could connect with it so much. And
Mm,
I'm just so hesitant to, connect with something else or get excited about connecting with
mm,
something else.
mm.
Uh, Example, Star Wars. We don't even need to talk about that.
I know,
But
but you know what's funny is I've refused to watch any of the new Star Wars stuff, but like I keep hearing things about the Mandalorian, and
yeah,
it's already been spoiled for me. Like the internet spoils everything, so I know what happens, and I know like everything that's going on without even having to watch the show.
yeah, me too.
But it does seem like they're sort of retconning some things that have happened in the recent movies.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, go on.
Okay, well, I think you're right. Yeah, just sort of throwing together things to make money is kind of we're getting tired of it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Let's go to China.
Oh my goodness.
China. Well, this will. It's funny because it affects the world because everybody does this when they need a little time to themselves. They hide in the
Oh
toilet.
yeah.
But
Oh
in
yeah.
China, apparently, frequent bathroom breaks are seen as laziness. Um, so workplaces are what is it? Coming down on people that take more than one bathroom break in an 8-hour period. So they're starting
What?
yeah. So they're starting to fine people. I don't know why this isn't loading either. But basically the article talks about be, China feels, or these companies feel like people who take frequent bathroom breaks are using those breaks for non-work reasons, like checking their phone, which everybody does, or take a smoke break, which a lot of people do, and so it's not conducive to the work culture. So now, if you need to take like a second bathroom break, you have to ask for an absence first before you can actually go to the bathroom.
Well, I think that there's two really funny things about this. Is number one, um, I think that in general, people are forced to find little ways to take a break because, and for example, in Korea, many people they won't leave until their boss leaves.
Mm.
And even if their work is done, they'll act like they're they'll act like they're busy because their boss is still there. And then once their boss leaves, it's like a mass flood of people leaving the building.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like this waterfall effect. And so people are forced to like cope with that situation. I know that in some places, in some corporations in China, it's similar to that. But I think that that's funny that people are forced to find these little ways, like, oh, let me go, let me go in the bathroom. I know of people personally who have told me that they go to the bathroom and take a 15-minute nap, like on the job.
On the toilet, sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, yeah. Like they're just acting like they're taking a dump, and then they're actually taking a nap.
Wow. I don't think I could. How would you even
Yeah,
manage
I
that?
mean, exactly. Like you're so desperate to take a break or take a nap, you just go. Anyways, I think that that's funny. But the other thing is that we've gotten to a point where I don't know if people are so connected. It's that people are so connected to their phones or to technology that they feel like ashamed, and so they have to go into the bathroom. And
Mm.
then it's like causing this, to deny people 2 bathroom breaks. I think that's ridiculous. But it might be that there's like they're taking like 8 or 9 bathroom breaks a day. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the weird part about this article is that then it goes into this whole thing about feng shui and how Chinese people see water as like
Oh
wealth
yeah.
and such, and so that it goes a little off the rails. But I think the main thing is it's just funny that it's something we all do. I've gone to the bathroom to take a break to get away from either
Oh
people in
yeah.
an office or something. But
Uh, that happens at home too.
yeah, exactly. But in China, they're gonna start cracking. Or some
So
companies
they're actually gonna find people.
they're going to charge people money to take more than one bathroom break in an 8-hour shift.
So what will be interesting to see is if this reflects on their social currency. You know
Mm,
how in some places they're doing social currency if you are impolite or if you break some small law. That's kind of interesting. I mean, it makes sense that things would go in that way, but
Yeah, you get -5 points for taking a dump. God, what a world that would be in. It's like you have some Szechuan chicken or something. You're not having a good day, and you
oh
automatically
my
get
gosh,
-5 points or whatever.
that is like, yeah, that's insane.
But that what you said about technology reminds me of you know how in companies or just anywhere on your computer you can download the Kakao Talk application,
Yeah.
which for our American audience is like the WhatsApp. Would you say it's like a WhatsApp
Yeah, it's the
application
WhatsApp of Korea,
of
and
Korea?
even in other places now. Like it's really popular in China, really popular in Japan.
Yeah, but
Um,
people download it on their computer, and so you can chat using it on your computer. But what companies are doing now is they're banning people from using Kakao on their computer because they think it's taking away from work time.
yeah,
Which it totally is. I've worked with people that I see they're basically on the computer like typing. They look like they're working, but if you look at their screen, they're just chatting on Kakao the whole time.
sure,
Yeah.
sure,
So
yeah.
yeah, but China's bringing the hammer down.
Oh man, oh man.
All right, let's move on to Cobra Kai. What's this Cobra Kai thing?
So it's kind of connected to my previous one. It's just so there. I want to actually get your opinion about this, and so I have a real problem with, trying to just throw out stuff as much as or as quick as possible to make money. But I've actually really enjoyed Cobra Kai, which I don't know if you know what it is. It's the remake of Karate Kid. It was like originally by YouTube. It's on their third season, and they're now it's only on Netflix, but it's kind of this whole series based around the two main characters, which was Johnny Lawrence and oh gosh, how am I blanking on his name?
Wax on, wax off.
Daniel, yeah, Daniel, and I've like really enjoyed it. I think it's like quality content, and they're bringing back like all the old characters. And so they're talking about in this article that they're bringing back all of the characters from the original series. They're bringing back characters from Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 2. And
The problem is
so,
you can't bring back Mr. Miyagi unless you dig in the ground a bit.
yeah, yeah, which is horrible. I think we'd all like to see that. But I really don't, uh, I really don't know like how to feel about these like things that were so nostalgic in my past, and then they're bringing them back, and the first two seasons were really good, but now I just feel guilty because I like shat all over Ready Player 2, but then I'm doing the same thing with like Cobra Kai. So I don't know, like have you been getting into any like remakes or things like that? Are you mostly all just with new stuff?
To be completely honest, I haven't watched a single Cobra Kai, and the reason is like I don't know why, but the Karate Kid was one of those movies that just passed me. Like I would see it on like TV, but it wasn't one of those movies like from the 80s or 90s that was sort of impactful on my life. And so when Cobra Kai came out, the first one on YouTube, I was just like, "Oh, that's cool. They're updating the the story where now I guess the bad guy in the movie the is he a good guy in the first season?
No, he's a bad guy. He's
He's
a bad guy in the
he,
first
he's
season.
still a bad guy.
It
Well,
Yeah, he's still a bad guy, and like Daniel and Johnny, I think in season three they're obviously gonna have to like team up to like take out the bad guy. The bad guy was John Kreese, which was Johnny's sensei in the first one.
oh, okay. Yeah, that is just. I think I saw the Karate Kid I saw was the one with Hilary Swank.
Oh, that's it, dude. That's trash. That's trash. I'm talking like original series. And see that's my point. That's my point. Is it's so hard because you have the original, and I love the original, and then you get the Hillary Swank version, which was just, dude, shoot myself in the face.
Was that
And
number
then
2 or 3?
no, so that was like number 4.
Uh,
So there was like 1, 2, and 3, which I thought were actually pretty good. But then there's number 4, and it's not that like it was because it was Hillary Swank or that it was a girl or something. I didn't like the one with Jaden Smith or Will Smith's son either. I just like. I think the reason why I like Cobra Kai is because it comes back so much to the original, and it doesn't necessarily change that much from the original. But
watch your
I just
microphone. You keep popping.
oh
There you go. That's better.
yeah, I was on my zipper. I don't know. I just I go down these like deep dive rabbit holes, and
So I think what you're feeling is what most people are feeling now. That they're just been a bunch of rehashes the past 5 or 6 years. That's like, okay, we've seen enough rehashes of the same stuff. It's time to get
yeah,
something new.
yeah.
That's sort of what's happening here in Korea too, where all of the new dramas are based off of webtoons now. There isn't
Yeah.
there isn't like an original. I shouldn't say there isn't, but like it seems like a vast majority of the dramas being made now are based off of webtoons.
Webtoons. Yeah.
And so it's like, well, are there no original stories or
Yeah.
thoughts anymore? I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Go on to your next one. My next one will actually be like real news.
Well, this one's interesting because what happened this week was. Do you know anything about this guy? Were you aware of him when you were here?
Hold on. Let me get to this one. So this is the
The star lecturer, the history teacher.
yeah. So I've heard about it. I don't have like the complete details about it,
Yeah.
but
Well, this guy was huge. Like he guested on a show, on a variety show a few years ago, and he's a history teacher, and he taught in an academy and such. And based off that one appearance, like he just blew up in fame. Everybody started going to that academy, and then he would be invited onto different programs, and he wrote like a couple books, history books that were really popular. So he got really, really popular. But then come to find out, he plagiarized or admitted plagiarizing some of his master's thesis,
yeah.
which
Yep.
it's sad, but at the same time, like, what is it? A month prior, another celebrity. Do you know Hong Jin Young? She's
No.
kind of a trot singer. If you saw her, you would know her. But she was accused of plagiarizing as well, and she had to stop appearing on shows and such because she was
Yep.
caught plagiarizing her master's thesis. No, her PhD.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's I don't want to. I don't want to make any generalizations or stereotypes, but this is not very surprising. I think you and I both know that plagiarism is definitely it's not seen as a totally negative thing. As far as like these celebrities having to not appear on TV shows, I think they are getting a lot of backlash, and plagiarism is being seen more as a negative thing. But I know
Mm-hmm.
when you and I were both here, plagiarism was sort of like one of those things where, our students would do it all the time, not thinking there would be any repercussions.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'll just get this out of the way. I think plagiarism is a definite no-no, especially in higher education.
Mm.
Like that just ruins your credibility. Um, but I don't want to be too judgmental about it. Kind of like what you were saying. I know that um, for a lot of students, being able to regurgitate information and regurgitate it like precisely is actually seen as a good quality. And so I understand that, um, I guess from a cultural standpoint. But when you get into these higher level institutions, um, like where does it really stop?
Mm,
And I'm good for him if he came out and he came out and admitted it. But then, like, what's the next step? What does he do
mm.
after that? Like, if he admitted to plagiarizing, I'd be like, yeah, you're a schmuck, whatever. But if he came out and said, look, I did this, I think it's wrong, I think we need to change this, I would actually, say, well, good on you. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, it's one of those things. Like I don't know of people who've plagiarized. Of course, they're not admitting it, but like you walk onto a university campus and you look around and you know like 100% that some of the professors or students or somebody has plagiarized something. Like it's one of those sort of not talked about things,
yeah,
the sort of
for
hush hush
sure.
things. Like they don't really look into it. Or it is
Well,
I should mention it is changing. Like there are new rules at where I'm teaching where they look down on plagiarism pretty hard compared to the past. So I should admit that it is changing.
yeah, I totally think it's changing. I think that the repercussion of it is still pretty far behind, just
Mm,
because face is such a huge thing in Asia, and I know of people who have not only plagiarized but um, forcefully made other people put their name onto research papers
mm,
so that they could get credit for it when they didn't do anything. And even after those people are found out, they're not removed from those institutions. They're just put away into corners, and kind of ignored. But they're still receiving their full salaries, full benefits. Um, and then they never talk about them again, as to not bring shame to that institution or to that person, which I don't think that that's the best way.
yeah.
It, like with this guy, I respect this guy more for coming out and saying, "Hey, I did this."
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely
So
applaud him. I know the singer too. She admitted it too, and I know they're probably going to get way more like negative comments and stuff. So I don't want to say anything bad about their character, but
yeah,
it's just one of those things that comes up, and you look at it and you're just like, well, it's not a surprise, unfortunately.
yeah, it's not a surprise at all. And I know what happens in the U.S., but I know the repercussion of what happens after it's been found out is much different.
Yeah.